Down. All right, welcome back, y'all. This is episode number 3 of the Sex Mechanic podcast. And I, of course, am your host, the Sex Mechanic, aka Jason Benoit, aka I Did It My Way, aka Confident Creator. And I have a special guest today. All right, a really special guest. She is the skillful, the talented, the recent business owner.
That's right.
The
catcher.
the catcher, you know what I'm saying? Also, I like to call her, the queen, you know what I'm saying? Queen Sheena is what I like to refer to her as.
Mm-hmm.
And she's joining me today. So, welcome.
Thank you, and I'm very glad to be here. We always had a good conversation. It was really good to show the world, what our conversation be, because they'd be really good.
I agree. So, I told y'all that I would be bringing people, on the show so, you can get different perspectives outside of my own. And I feel like Sheena definitely has some perspectives that may be different from mine, and people will be able to get something out of it. So
debate a lot.
Yeah, we do that. So before we start, we're gonna go ahead and give a cheers.
Oh right. Yes, cheers.
To episode number 3.
Number 3.
Oh, I forgot to tell. All right. So we're talking about today.
Yes. What are we talking about?
Can men and women be friends?
Yes.
All right. Explain, because some people feel like they can't. Like some people feel like heterosexual. Let me be clear. Heterosexual men and women can't necessarily be friends because there's always going to be like a sexual.
So you say
tension.
no.
I'll tell you what I say afterwards.
Okay.
But I want to hear your explanation first.
Okay.
I'm telling you what's popular thinking.
Okay.
It's like men and women can't be friends because there's always going to be a sexual tension. There's always going to be some type of attraction, and they're not going to be able to get past that to be able to just have a friendship. So you think differently. What's your perspective on why you feel like they can't?
I feel like you can. Now, I'm not saying that initially, maybe, you had interest in the person, you wanted to, go out with the person, take a date, but then maybe just because you're a friend with someone doesn't mean like you want that to be your spouse or your mate, so it might be like, oh, I was, physically attracted to you, but now like getting to know you, you like more like friend type, like, I don't know, and then even then it might have started out, and it really did. You did go on dates, and y'all had good rapport and all that, and it was just sometimes it's still just, even after you break up, it's like, we could just be friends, and it can just be friends after you break up. I feel like it could still just be friends.
But after a breakup is different though, because after a breakup is like y'all already experienced the romantic side, so y'all know it didn't work. When you're just friends, there's like a curiosity.
Like maybe where could it been?
Exactly.
Okay.
So, but okay.
But then also it has to be both sides. I might be like I might want to take things further, but someone else doesn't. So it just becomes a friend situation, but I'm good enough to respect that person. Like, okay, you just want this, so I can continue to be your friend. Some people, they can't. Like, I like you so much, or, I just can't be your friend.
I've seen that. I've been in that position before.
I believe that it can happen. Like that most definitely I know could happen.
Okay. What do you think it takes to make that happen? Because I feel like in most cases, people are not able to do that. Not every case, but in most cases,
both people have to be on the same page. It has to be, I enjoy us how we are right now.
Mm-hmm.
Now, then that leaves the door open for the other person to either stay or to leave.
True.
But as long as you have that communication. Now, what's wrong is if you want to continue to be with somebody's friend, and that and you're not telling the other person, then you kind of keep this person in limbo. Oh, this might happen. It doesn't give them a chance to actually show you their friend side, like how much of a good friend that you can be to them.
Gotcha. Okay. My perspective, I actually agree with you. All right.
Okay.
I do think men and women can be friends, and
Mhm.
I think we're actually a good example of two people that, um, obviously, y'all see us. All right, we're attractive enough people. She's more than just attractive, but I'm okay. You know, what I'm saying I do okay for myself, but we're two physically attractive people, but that doesn't mean that it has to go into it doesn't mean it has to go into anything further than a friendship.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm gonna take it a step further in terms of the way I see it. Like, it doesn't have to go into anything,
Mhm.
but if a situation came about and
Mhm.
it did go into something, as long as we were on the same page, which is what you said before,
Yeah.
then it's cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, as long as we both understand what it is or what that situation may look like or what either person is looking for at the time.
Right, because
then
it
we can
might
respect
change.
that.
You might be so good a friend and you see other traits in the person, like, you know what, I could, see myself with this person, or, let me try it out, or whatever the case may be. Like,
Mhm.
it could switch up. You never know, but as long as you keep, the communication, then you guys should be fine. But then at the same time, it's not like, oh, 2 months down the line, 3 months down the line, like, oh, do you want to try? Oh, do you want to try? Oh, I want to. You know what I'm saying? It gotta, it gotta be, we're friends, unless I don't know what could, happen, but unless something or event happen where it's no more need to bring it up.
So you're saying it should happen organically and naturally.
Right after that, then you already know what it is. It started out one way, and then we're saying,
wait. So you're saying that if the person either one had asked or like showed interest to make it more, and then the other person was like, nah, for whatever reason,
mm-hmm.
then it doesn't need to come up anymore. Like,
I don't feel like it needs to come up anymore, because then it makes the other person who doesn't want it almost feel uncomfortable.
mm-hmm.
Now, if one person did and one person didn't, the person who didn't should be the one that says something once their feelings change.
Got you. I understand what you mean. Okay, so you shouldn't be coming back asking over and over again, like, hey, so is it time now?
Right.
Like, are we, all right, you think now is the chance? I get it. I mean, that makes sense, because if y'all friends, like, now it starts to feel like you're not really in it for the friendship. You're trying to have more, you just waiting for your time. Even though in reality, as long as we all know. We being straight up with y'all, right? In a lot of cases, and I've had to tell this to like family and friends, like female family and friends,
mm-hmm.
that if a guy is sticking around, in most cases he's he's waiting for his opportunity. Like, to be totally honest.
I mean, I couldn't say yay or nay on that.
Okay, but
I couldn't say yay.
Because I remember having to tell some people, like, they thought, oh yeah, he's really just like my friend. I'm like, he's not just your friend just because of that. Like, I'm not saying that a man's not gonna.
It's not gonna. The feeling's not gonna go away. So it's not like, okay, just because I tell you, I don't want to. I just want us to stay as friends. That doesn't mean like your feelings or the other person's feelings just go away.
I agree.
So of course, their body language, the things that they do, that stuff is always going to be there, because you can't just shut that off. And I don't think you really should. It's just that's how you feel and that's how you react. Now, if you're, obnoxious with it, then that's something different. But you can't just shut off your feelings like that. You can't just be like, oh, they don't want it, so I'm gonna just, not do anything, act like you just somebody off the street. That's not gonna happen.
I agree. Like I said, I've had to get out of situations because it was just a little bit like, just a couple, but like, it was just too much. Like, I'm trying, but I can't see you any other way. Like,
gotcha.
And if I can't see you any other way, and I know I can't have you that way, then this ain't gonna really work.
Okay, so it was just strong enough. Yeah, it was strong enough for you to be like, let me go ahead and back up out of here. Okay.
Yeah. Because at that point, you're not really being the best friend you could be at that point, because you're kind of distracted.
Your motives are
and your motives are different.
Okay. Gotcha.
And then I got to hear about people that you interested in or whatever the case may be.
And then you salty about it.
I'm good.
I don't want to hear about who you like. I don't want to hear, who you got a crush on, who you going on your date with.
Although now I think I would be more okay with that, because my mindset is way different in terms of how I look at relationships now. Like, I look at them more in a more open type of way, like sharing and all that other shit. But earlier on, when I had a different mindset, it was like, nah, it's just gonna be.
It's about me.
Yeah, that's it.
Not about you, about me.
Yeah, it's just about me. So, okay, I'm glad we cleared that up. So y'all heard that. All right, you can make a friendship work between heterosexual men and women, but y'all got to be on the same page, and there has to be an understanding of what's actually going on, and just communication as well. So that's really important.
Okay, so we agree on that.
We agree on that one. All right, so we 1-for-1 right now, but I feel like it's going to change at some point. So the next thing I want to ask you is, I guess, I don't know if we really have an answer, but growers versus showers, right? What that is for the people out there who may not know,
Yes.
a grower is considered to be a person with a penis who, when erect, they show their full potential, right? Like you can't see their full potential until they become erect. On a flaccid, it grows and it grows, exponentially. Like so you really can't tell what they're working with.
And then it's like
like good growth, like whatever. But a shower is somebody who a lot of women, I know y'all be looking at Prince, okay? Like there's no surprise there.
Actually, sweatpants, gray sweatpants, and gray sweatpants, those are the best. Like, you just sit on the court just for that. Those little ones with the air holes in it. Those are the best ones too. The ones with the air holes, like the shorts, and then they have like little holes or little.
The meshes on the inside?
No, it's on the outside. It's like basketball shorts, but it's not one print. It got like little holes in it.
I might have to look.
You ain't never seen those?
I'm not familiar with that. Basketball shorts with holes. I haven't played.
They have little holes. They're like little air holes to when you're moving around, the air.
But you're saying that material is the kind that you could really see.
Yes.
Okay. So what she's referring to is a shower. Somebody who you can see.
Those pants are showers.
You can see a lot of what they are working with before they're erect. You know what I'm saying? So you can tell somebody's potential a little bit more. And the interesting thing about that is that study comes to percentage-wise or proportionally.
Like 50%.
Yeah. So a grower would grow like, let's say, I'm giving an example. This is not,
I was about to say, you looked at that?
No. These aren't actual like numbers. This is an example.
Okay.
But a grower will grow like, let's say, 75%.
Okay.
More, and then a shower will only grow like.
Because they're already big.
Yeah.
So you're already, what do you call it? Which one? The shower.
Yes. Yeah.
The shower is already big.
The shower is already showing. Yeah.
Okay. So it's already so much more you can grow.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. So, and I'm asking you as a woman, is there a preference? Even though that's a hard question though.
Yeah, it's not. I mean, it depends because it's like almost like how women they'll look good or whatever, but then when they go out they look even better. Once they get themselves dolled up, put on their clothes. And then some people, and that could be a big step from, you've seen like the videos with, the girl is like looking jacked up. And then all of a sudden on the Netflix, she's looking like video vixen,
You're right.
So, I mean, if you want to say like that, if it was me, I would rather be a shower. You know what I'm saying? I would like to be a shower. Like I want to look good. With and without, I want to look even better. Ain't no sense of doing all that, and I ain't gonna look better than enhanced, But so for men, I would say on the man's point, it would be the same. Well, it depends on who surpasses who. Okay,
it's true
because
there's no guarantee that
I don't need to. Whatever that's there while you in your little basketball shorts or your gray sweatpants, it's like, yeah, what am I gonna do with it? Yeah. But it looks good.
Gotcha.
It looks good. I think either way it'll look good because I know it's there. So it's like I know it's there.
So I feel like that thing that's a great answer. First of all, there's no right or wrong answer. Obviously, it's your preference.
Right.
But
yes, yeah.
I'm a proud grower, y'all. Okay.
So you're a grower.
I'm a grower. Okay? But I love the fact that when I grow, there's a difference. You know what I'm saying? Like.
So you're like a 10% growth.
No.
Oh, a large growth. Okay,
Yeah,
a grower,
it's
not
a
a shower. Okay,
yeah.
okay,
So
okay.
it's a larger growth. So I'm kind of like, whatever I looked like before, I don't really care. Like that's not my business.
Okay.
Because to be honest.
But have anyone ever said anything like, let's say you hopping out the shower or something, you just took you a nice cool bath, and then you hop out of the shower, and they're like,
Not really.
No.
No. I mean, and I be walking around naked, but I mean, again, I'm very.
No, I'm just saying, have you ever had that?
I have not. I have not had it happen to me. Now, I'm not saying that people couldn't have been thinking it because I'm super like, what do you call it? Unassuming is what I look like when I'm flaccid. All right, I look like you look at it, and you're just like, like if a woman saw it, she'd probably just be like, eh. But you know, what I'm saying when it grows, it's
you're good.
Yeah, I'm growing to a man. You feel me?
Is that your perspective, or is this something that you heard?
That I've heard it as well, and I've seen it.
Because some people they say things and then that's not the
that's not the consensus from everybody else.
Right. It's like I'm a grower, but it's like no, you're not. So I just want to make sure it's just not your opinion, like it's other people's opinion. So okay, I just want to make sure. I gotta make sure.
I had somebody say that, and it was funny as hell because that was the first person that ever said it. Like she was like, "Oh man, when you grow, like you really, damn." I had never thought of it. I
didn't know you was gonna look like that.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it equates to. Okay. But it's just funny because I remember growing up, like as a young person, you always hear about, for guys, like that's a big thing. You know what I'm saying? Like dick size is like, that's pretty much everything to us, whether y'all know it or not.
No, I do.
Okay.
And it's so sad. I'm not going to tell you the story, but I have, it was this, I'm going to tell you half the story. So it was this guy, and he was a big guy. This was like back in, I think like middle school or something like that. Middle school. And he was this really big guy, and I don't know why we do this. We were just kids, we just girls. We used to always take those basketball shorts. We used to just yank his basketball, and hopefully he's a grower.
Hopefully he's a shower.
No, hopefully he's a grower. Hopefully he's a grower.
Oh, you're saying for his good. Okay.
Yeah, but I'm just saying like things like that. It's like, I know that. That it hurts a person because we kind of hurt him,
Mm-hmm.
So I can imagine you being a grown man and feeling like that. But I'm just saying, little, just like how they say little booties matter.
Yeah, exactly. All
matters.
sizes matter. Yeah. And to be honest, y'all, like I don't want people to think I'm on here saying like, you know what I'm saying, like I'm some type of whatever, like I got some type of like elephant trunk or anything. Shout out to CT. But no, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying though is that the size is not as important as we think. All right, like as men, we emphasize on
topic too.
We could get into that too.
I'm just saying, like
I mean, we already on the line. We might as well,
So finish your statement. I don't want to cut you off.
What I'm saying though is that to a certain degree, the size doesn't matter.
Okay.
To a certain
Okay.
But at the same time, even if you're working with something that's on either side of the extreme, whether that's extremely big or extremely small, you have to be very careful in terms of and very what's the word?
Mindful.
Very mindful and also very intentional on how you use it, because you got to understand what you got. Like everybody's given a certain thing, and you got to work with what you got.
Yes.
All right. So if you're working with something that's like, really on the smaller side of what's average or on the bigger side of what's average, then just know that and know how to navigate that as well. Because if you are working with like, I'm just gonna throw an example, a really girthy 11 inches, for example, right? You gotta be careful with that, like, cause you can't just go in the same way as if, like you had I call mine like a just right size. I got it's just right for everybody. You feel me? Like
I feel it's just right for everybody.
Because I felt it. I felt it around. Like I feel the walls. It's a good fit. It's a good. No, I'm saying it's a good fit. It's not like it's not too much or too little for anybody. It's
You got the
right.
Goldilocks.
I got the Goldilocks. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. I got the Goldilocks. Just the right size. Not too much, not too little.
Okay.
But the whole point is that you can't just go in there, wreck shop if you on the larger side
Right.
because you could hurt somebody. Like you could really do some damage. You could really do some damage for real. So
I mean, it depends.
But go ahead.
Because it does depend. It does depend. It depends on the two people. Period. It's just not just that. She just might be big enough that can just take the whole thing in, take two of them. Like, you don't know.
You're right, but you definitely don't want to assume that.
I mean, you can't assume it, but they're out there, okay? Just like you don't see no 11-inch cocks everywhere either,
That's true. True enough. I mean, I wouldn't totally know, but if you say so, then okay. Like,
I mean, I don't know, but
I've heard of people saying that, but obviously, guys say a lot of stuff.
Right.
So, who knows what's for real?
Okay. Yeah.
Like,
I just feel like it depends on, how open she is and how deep you can go.
So we were gonna tell you, since you had started, and said that's a different topic. What is, in your opinion, too big? Not. Well,
I can't even answer that question.
No, because I was gonna say like.
I don't know.
I wouldn't ask you in inches because nobody, when they're about to have sex, is like, yo, let me measure it. So they don't know how many inches for real. You just really much know by
some people do. Okay, some women do.
Really?
They will literally like if you go to the web like, oh, how far it?
They'll use the hands. Oh my god!
Have you ever seen? You ever seen like, oh no, it goes from like here to like here, or like, oh, it's longer than my hand, so that's like. And then they go home and take out that ruler. It's like, I don't know if they take out the ruler, but they do measure it with their hand.
Ladies, I love y'all. Y'all tripping though, like really. I thought all this time like women just basically had, for the most part, women just had a look and like was like, okay, I can tell you this much.
Some
whatever.
can.
But like I didn't know that they can actually measure and say this is like this many inches or whatever because they did the background search on it. Like they went home and they did the research. Wow, I didn't know. Okay, hey, I just learned something really, I guess, important. I don't know. I don't think
it's just a food for thought.
Yeah, it's just something.
I mean, just a little fun fact. That's all.
Again, if it fits and you know how to use it, you good, man. Like the inches, I think we get too caught up on the inches. Like for real, as men, like we need to. Who cares?
Yeah, I feel the same.
Now you definitely want to again know how to use it. That's the important thing. If whatever you got, just
know how to use it. I agree.
Use it wisely. So. This is like a random mystery question that obviously you don't know what it's gonna be, so I'll catch you off guard. I wanted to talk about some of the biggest crushes you've had that you can remember.
The biggest crush? My biggest crush I married.
Oh, that's what's up. Lucky you, huh?
Lucky me. I was the luckiest one. My biggest crush I wanted to marry. Yeah. That was my biggest crush.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. Were you somebody who had a lot of crushes growing up, or you weren't somebody who really liked a lot of people? So.
No, I had a few crushes. I had a few, not a whole lot. I had, I was more into the crushes that the thin line between, class clown but somebody got a little edge to them. Mm-hmm. But they always had some type of swag. Those are my go-to.
Okay.
But yeah, that was the biggest crush. I think the biggest crush that I had.
Wow. Okay.
That was the biggest crush.
Damn. The biggest one I can remember for me, I actually got reminded of, I don't know, like some months ago. I don't know if you ever seen that video of, you know who Ace Hood is, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So you seen that video when he was getting a plaque, or not the plaque, but his wife gave him the record or something that was encased for Father's Day or his birthday or something.
I didn't see that. I didn't see that.
Okay, so there's a video where his wife is giving him like a gift, and it's a really heartfelt gift. And he's like, oh man, like, you see, he's getting all like kind of teared up and emotional about it. And the funny thing about that is his now wife is who I had a huge crush on in college.
Oh wow! Oh, poor thing.
Huge crush. So it like reminded me. I'm like, oh shit, man, like that could
Y'all
have
could
been
never
me.
be friends. So.
Nah, that ended. But that was more of her decision, which I respect, because I think she felt like we couldn't just be friends, even though I felt like I was cool with it. But maybe she was right. I don't know.
Oh,
Maybe I wasn't ready to do that.
Mm-hmm.
But seeing that was just like, oh shit, like I didn't even think about it until then. Like it kind of brought it back, and I was like, yeah, that was probably the biggest, the last biggest, because I've had a few in my lifetime, but that was definitely the last biggest crush I've had.
Oh, yeah. The last biggest crush. I have a crush, right? Like I have a crush right now. Ooh. But yeah, I have a crush. And it's like awkward because it's like, I don't get, it's just like whatever for me. Like, I don't care how good looking you are. I don't care how, shower or grower, what you are. Like, I don't care about any of those things. It's just like, it's like whatever. I like who I like. Okay. And I don't know why, but being where I am right now, I just feel like I don't even want a crush.
Why not?
I don't know. I just don't want it.
So what do you feel like is distracting for you?
I almost feel like it's a little distracting. It is, you just don't want to, I don't know. I guess for me, I don't want to feel a crush because I don't want to be in a relationship with.
Oh, but I don't know if you want to give people some context to why that is, but you're just coming out of
You're coming out of something that was a total and is a hot mess. That's what it was, a hot mess. And it's like I don't even want to go through those things again. Like, you got to know what I like, what I don't like. You got to go through that whole, you did something out there, we got to sit down and talk. I don't mind, but it's like starting over.
And you're not ready to start over yet.
But it wasn't with my husband. It's what happened between. It was the relationship between me.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's for the people.
I
already knew. Like, like she hasn't been married for years, so
Well.
But
that's the whole thing. I mean, it kind of feels good, but it's like.
I mean, but it should feel even better the fact that you don't have to do anything about it. Like, how sometimes. Right.
Well, you don't never have to do anything about crushes. You can just
sometimes if it's too much, you feel like I gotta make a move or I gotta say something. Well, I don't know. Everybody's personality. I can't hold things.
The crush didn't come on to me until the person came on to me. As far as like not even like it was like let's do such and such. Oh, okay, let's do such and such. And then all of a sudden it's like bam, like now you got a crush. It wasn't like I see him. Ooh, I got a crush on him. It wasn't that. It wasn't a crush like he looks great. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it turned into a crush.
I see. Okay.
Yeah. So it wasn't like it was more of a personality crush more than a physical crush.
Gotcha. Okay. That makes sense though. Yeah. The more you get to know somebody, sometimes it's like,
right.
Now you feel me like, like before you just saw him however you saw him. Yeah. And now it's kind of like they showed you something. Right. And it was like, all right, I see you a little bit different.
It's like, okay, all right, I see. I see.
Now, do you know what his feelings or like how he looks at you? Has he ever like expressed that or no? Like, has he not opened up about?
But I just don't know how to, I don't know how to take it. For me, like right now, I'm not sure if it's a facade, or not. Because a lot of people, they'll just say this just so, we can have sex and da 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 da. So it's like, I don't really know if it's genuine or not.
Gotcha.
It's like, I like you, I care for you, and then it's like, well, all of those things, but are you genuine or is it just, what I'm saying, this is just what I do for everybody?
Gotcha.
Or the ones that I really want to pursue, whatever the case may be, So that's why it's like baby steps.
Okay, I think that's the way to do it. Like, take your time, especially, you know what I'm saying, like, you got a lot of stuff going on right now. So, you know,
Yeah.
for y'all who don't know, we actually work together. We haven't been working together the last 7 months because I've been off and I've been enjoying my life. I've been living my best life. But we're gonna be working together again, unfortunately. Sorry. Like, unfortunately.
Fortunately, but unfortunately.
Fine. Okay. Because I gotta be at work. So yeah, so you have that going on and you're also trying to start your own business, which has been going well, it sounds like. It sounds like you have things moving
in
along.
the motion, you know, everything's coming soon. You know, it's a great concept.
And you don't have to, you don't have to divulge anything you don't want to divulge, because I know it's still like
it's still in the process. I just don't want, just people tampering with it right now.
We don't want no thieves, all right? Stealing ideas and stealing all these great like concepts and shit, because she's got some good ones.
But
it is. We worked on together.
We did. You gave me great pointers. You gave me great pointers.
This is your baby, and you've done a great job so far. And
I
look forward to seeing when it comes out.
I'm really excited about it. Hopefully, I can have an event where everything can be showcased. Maybe I'll be back again on your food portion, or
Are you willing to travel a little bit?
I'm always down to travel.
Because I have a list in that same book that has all the podcast ideas. I also have a list of different places in the Bay Area, many that I'd like to try. And if I
in this Bay Area,
so I love the Bay Area. The food, the food is.
The food is good. The food is good. But I love to eat, so.
Exactly, and we're on the same page when it comes to that. That's why, I'll let you know when I start doing that for sure. Hopefully, I'm trying to think when I can realistically start doing it, because I want to start putting more content on the channel throughout the week. And coming up to, I want to even try to do 5 days a week, putting it on.
Oh, that's a lot.
It is a lot. But at the same time too, I have to just get a good system going to where I can continue to provide, great content to everybody out there who's watching it, but then still be able to pump out a lot of stuff. So maybe 1 or 2 of those would be me traveling out somewhere and going to get some stuff to eat. I mean, so many places we've go. Portland. Yeah, that's how I feel. Yeah. Hey, sorry y'all. For the people who live in Portland, y'all city is cool, but I don't think the food compares to a Seattle or a Bay Area. That's all. But y'all got some spots too, and I'm gonna be over there getting some of those spots. Trap Kitchen PDX. I don't know if you've ever been there. No. It's a food truck. It's important. Man, they got.
What's it called?
Trap Kitchen.
That better have some good food.
Hey, it's
with a name like that, it better have a good.
It's fire. I think they started. I want to say they started in Oakland area, and they branched out or whatever. But I think the guys are from California. They're from I want to say Oakland area, somewhere around.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But man, they do
Oakland's not really a travel, I'm going to travel. You're just going back.
What you mean?
To your second. That's going back to your.
I'm talking about for the food though. For the food, they got.
That's what I'm saying. When you say travel, it's somewhere you haven't been before. Anyway, I have a couple of pages of places that I want to go. Yes, real places that you travel.
Like where? Give me
Texas. I'm not gonna.
Oh, that's on my list too.
Texas, Louisiana, Tennessee.
A lot of these sound like barbecue spots though.
It's not all barbecue.
Oh, it's not all barbecue. Okay, all right, fair enough.
Maine.
That's a travel. I mean, you got to go 5 hours and some change.
No, it is travel, but New York is New York. New York has
okay, I see what you're saying.
I mean, for me, New York almost has the same, except for their, it's almost well, it's not kind of like this. see. New York got the best, good pizza, good Chinese food, good hoagies, stuff like that.
So, okay, you said Maine. What part of Maine are you thinking? Anywhere near?
I can't remember the city, but Maine, like off of the coast, like when you actually could just pick your lobster up out of the water, sit it on the table, and boom, they take it, they cook it, and they bring you your lobster. I love to catch my own food and have somebody cook it, or I cook it.
Maine might be the place.
I would have been one of the hunters if I was, if I could.
Okay.
Yes. I would have been a hunter and gatherer. That would have been me. I want to pick the freshest one.
And then you can prepare it. You can prepare
and then I'll
it
prepare
too.
it. Yep,
Wow.
I'll do it all.
You be kind of one of a kind.
I don't have to.
Because back then, they used to split duties. You can't do both.
Nope. Give me my bow. I'm good. I'm good to go.
Oh man. Nah, that I want to see your list too, like because I'd like to go some places that are kind of outside.
Yeah, you gotta go out of your. You gotta go out. Yeah, you gotta go like out of your box. Like you don't want to get food you can get anywhere.
No, that wasn't the plan. Like you gotta understand though, even Oakland, even though it's close, right?
Mm-hmm.
Their food scene is legit. Like, cause they don't have just one kind of food. I have on my list an African spot.
Mm-hmm.
I have
Oh, you like the African spot?
I fucks with African food. Like African food would be nice, especially like West African. I think it is.
Mm-hmm. What was that place you had took me to? What was that? Yeah, no, not the African place. The other place that I only went that one time, and I had asked you. I wanted to go back.
This was an Oakland.
I want to say it was like some type of Mediterranean type, but it wasn't Mediterranean. Malaysian.
That spot, Ipoh Garden.
Yes.
That is. Hey, let me tell you something.
If I could ever find a Malaysian place, I need to go back. That food was amazing.
Shout out to Ipoh Garden over there in Millbrae, in in Northern California near San Francisco or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
That's a spot I take to everybody who comes to visit and everybody who just is around. So we were driving back from putting stuff in storage.
Right.
And then he was like, you hungry? I was hungry too. I was like, I got the perfect spot.
Oh man, I was in heaven.
That food.
Heaven. That food. Now I have to go to like every, and it's hard to find Malaysian. I don't really see Malaysian food.
And I think it's a Malaysian and Thai, from what I remember.
It was Malaysian and Thai? I eat Thai all the time.
Yeah, I fucks with Thai too. Yeah. But when I tasted that, I was like, this is an even better combination. Like just
yeah, it was good. It was amazing. So anytime, just hit me up. I'm down for some Malaysian food all day.
All right. Well, we definitely covered some good stuff, and you got me hungry. I just ate, and I'm hungry again. Like thinking about, I love Asian cuisine. So like we started talking about, Malaysian food, and you see why I love the Bay Area? The Bay Area to me has the best Asian cuisine.
Oh gosh, you're gonna have to move you away from this. We're gonna pick out some spots that.
Well, you know what? You've been out a lot more than me. Why don't you give me some direction in San Diego? We're in San Diego right now.
I shall. Because you need to expand yourself away from the Bay Area. Seafood. Well, no, they don't have like the Bay Area. Like they important. You can go places that.
Stuff. Wait, hold on. What did you say? Important. They're not important. No.
Where they getting this food?
Right off the coast. You forget.
That's the seafood.
I thought that's what you were talking about. They're important to seafood. They're not important to seafood.
Some of it they are.
Probably
Alaska, you can go to Alaska, get you some, ice fishing going. Get some good fish out there.
I heard, where is it? Fairbanks is where they go to do training. Anchorage has really good food. But no offense, y'all. I love my people who told me that.
Have you? Oh,
but I haven't tried it myself.
Okay.
So I have to try it myself. But they say this part I believe. They say that they have some. I think it was Fred was telling me they have some of the best. Not some of the best. He said they have the best oysters. He said anywhere in Alaska.
Oh, I agree with that. I agree with that.
I think they don't import it. Like I think it's.
I agree with that.
So he was like, them things they was hitting. Like,
Yeah.
I think and it was cheap too. So, yeah.
Yeah, anywhere I can go up north, because like you said, I'm a seafood lover. And if I can get, the fresher I can get it, the better I'll feel. Like I can just feel it.
So, anytime we do a seafood run, or I want to do a seafood run, I gotta let you know.
Yeah.
So, Anchorage is one place. And Anchorage, I haven't seen Alaska in the summertime. I hear it's beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm going to try to make that trip to Alaska.
I want to do it. I don't know when, but I'm going to do it. I probably can't do it this year, but if not, next year, definitely.
Okay. And if I do go without you, then I'll let you know and I'll come back and record.
Right. But check in first.
Just in case.
Just in case.
You be on the move, though.
I do be on the move, but
especially if you plan stuff ahead, like it'd be like, oh yeah, I can't do anything this weekend. I got this. I can't do anything that weekend. I got this. You be on the go. But I will.
This year. I'm outside this year. I gotta make up. I got a lot of things. I had to even put myself on a mini budget because I'm like, you know what? I got so much stuff planned. I have to cut back on going out here so I can go outside.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
All right. Well, that concludes today's episode. We got to talk about food. We got to talk about sex. Two of my favorite topics.
Relationship.
Yeah, we touched on some stuff.
Yeah, we did.
Not really dating too much, but it's all good. It doesn't have to be everything in every show.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like as long as it's one or the other. I didn't got all comfortable with my leg up. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like I'm just at home, which I am, having a conversation with the homie, which I am. All right, so y'all already know, leave comments in the comment section below if you have any, whenever you see this video, and
comments, questions, or concerns.
All of that. If you have something that is a little bit more private, then you can always DM me on Instagram at @thesexmechanic. And where can people find you? If you want people to find you, if you don't, then
Instagram RainC4.
RainC4 RAIN, the number 4 or the letter C, and then the number 4.
Yes.
All right, RainC4.
Yes.
Okay. Is that the only platform that you?
Yes.
Right
as
now?
of now. Yes.
Okay. All right. Coming soon. You know what I'm saying? But follow her and see what she's doing, see what she's up to. She lives a very full and fun life, so you'll get to see some of that if she accepts you on.
Yeah, because right now everything's closed down. Not very popular. Okay, I'm not.
But I really appreciate you coming on today's podcast.
Oh yeah.
It was really natural. It was really cool, and yeah, we had a good conversation.
We did, and I would love to come again and touch bases on any other thing you want either opinion on or different side of the spectrum. So I'm always down.
Yeah, I heard that. She says she's down to come back.
As long as I have my wine, a little snacky snack before, then I'll be good.
I gotta keep her hydrated and fed, but she is interested in coming back if I keep her hydrated and fed. So yeah. I got you. All right, so that concludes today's episode. I'll see you all next week. Peace.
Bye.
All right. Oops, my bad.
Maybe we should have did like a shoe time.
Oh, we still can. Since we're still going. All right. I was not ready.